Hi, my name is Khadija. Also, I go by KaysaOnline. I am making this video unedited. Well, maybe there'll be some edits. It really depends how I feel about it. But TikTok is now down, but down in the way that it's not removed completely from the planet. It's just not working. And you would think that I would make a whole video just complaining about that, about the fact of greed, power, historical colonialism, need for control over the people and what news and information gets out there. At least that's what is going around, why this is happening. It's probably the reason why it's happening. I don't really care. It's really disappointing and depressing. And I do care. Don't get me wrong. Someone needs to report on these things and talk about these things. There's no reason why that our government could be so only useless, and there's no reason why our government should be so useless and violent to its own people, but that's exactly what's happening. The content I made wasn't about that, but I've come to a point where I realize maybe this is a great time to pivot. I can't upload anymore. I was uploading every single day. It was my happy space. It's not like I had a huge following by any means. I'm pretty sure most people can tell because it's not like I'm with 1 million subscribers or anything. So this was a hobby for me. This was a joy for me. I got to upload every single day. Now I have to pivot. I have to put my content elsewhere. I have to create different types of content. And that's, of course, part of the game of social media in the first place. But a part of this stress and pivot came a realization that I don't actually know how I want to present myself and my content. I mean, I was already too afraid to let people know that I started a t-shirt business. It's called A10 Nomad Graphic Tees. I worked hard putting designs together. I want to sell t-shirts. I have so many different ideas. And now I want to pivot with my content too. I was doing something pretty niche, which is at first I started with anime content, just commentary, then things in a nutshell based on characters. And I got more niche. Now I'm in the Don May corner of the world. I don't really know how I ended up here. I blame it on Apothecary Diaries. I just somehow ended up in this corner of the world. And to be fair, I'm part of also the Chinese TikTok. Not part of. I've also been on Chinese TikTok. So, I got my tea. I always drink tea. But I got my tea here. You got me getting up at 7 to 9 a.m. so I can eat breakfast and get started with my stomach at that hour. I'm just trying to be part of the Chinese baddies. You've caught me at a very Chinese time of my life. But this video is just me putting something out there just to get the ball rolling again. We are at a time where it feels like the world is trying to explode for somebody's gain, which is nobody's gain by the end of the day, because it feels like we're all losing. All the people on top, it feels like they're losing too, and they're taking it out on us. That's how I personally feel about this. Besides all the different crimes against humanity happening, now we also have to suffer a loss. And it's really a big slap in the face because I understand changes happen. TikTok wasn't for everybody, but even when that guy changed Twitter into what it is now, at least the app kept working. I know in the past TikTok was going to go down. It's been drama. It's been blacked out and all types of stuff. But now it's just not working. And it would have been better, technologically speaking, if you just put TikTok down for like a day or two until you got this stuff in order. I think the frustration I have is that there's no notice, nothing. Just a weird terms of agreement that we all have to agree to. We're selling all our data now. Now they own everything and use anything that they want that we put out there to their use, by the way, because that's part of the terms and conditions now. And we get a worse version of what we liked. We already knew you were going to come in and try to change everything to control the narrative and control the content that we see, and especially the monetization. But now I can't even upload in the first place. So what am I on there for? You're recycling content. The app keeps tweaking and treating me as if I'm a new user. I don't need to know how to scroll. Stop showing me that. But I digress. Again, this video is just me saying, hey, social media kind of sucks. Big conglomerate corporations kind of suck. This is very colonization-esque. In the sense of coming in, taking everything forcefully, making it worse, giving it back to us without real alternatives, and then trying to turn around and say that we should be grateful for what we have. Because the grateful part is that we should be grateful that we still have access to TikTok in the first place, right? I know we all remember that one time where Trump's little blurb came up about how Trump allowed us to have TikTok or something like that. As if he and a lot of the administration was not forcing a whole ass country was not forcing a completely different business to force them to sell us. It's just like a whole thing. I can't even get my words out. Either way, I have to pivot. I have to get my stuff out there. I have to change the course of how I do content. And it's going to be a form of exploration. I don't know what kind of videos I'm going to be making. I don't know if I'm making character analyses. I don't know if I'm going over anime stuff. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I usually just make skits. So I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm not editing this. I refuse to edit this. You're going to see me stutter, repeat myself, and say whatever in this video. I just don't know. This is just off the top of my head. Politics are annoying, but I don't really want to talk about politics. But I feel like I have to make a video mentioning politics because politics are the only reason why that this is happening. Okay, so I guess I have to take like a week. Broke my streak. It really sucks, but I'll try to really stick with it because I can be very inconsistent. I'm going to take a week. I'm going to upload all the previous TikToks that I had on YouTube Shorts, Upscroll, RedNote. We will see how we feel about Skylight. Skylight, the format is a little too much for me right now, but we'll see. I might get comfortable with it. But yeah, you can follow me KaysaOnline on Upscroll, YouTube here, TikTok. It's still up there. I still got great stuff going on there. But that's what we're gonna do. And in terms of YouTube content, we shall see. I have 810 Nomad has his own YouTube channel, which I'm trying to work on another video for. So content creation, working 40 hours a week with ADHD, not paying attention and being inconsistent, sinking into my couch. I'm just a girl, guys. I'm just a girl. Maybe I should drink more Celsius, start injecting caffeine into my veins. But yeah, that's where we are right now. And remember, I do have t-shirts. I think I'm going to just start doing that more. I'm going to make it an effort to mention it to the point that people get annoyed about it. I'm not good at marketing, obviously, and I'm also not good at sharing about stuff. So 810 Nomad has some great graphic tees. They're oversized boxy tees, 100% cotton, unless you get heather. That coloring always has a little bit of something else going on in there. But if you don't get heather, it's fine. I really enjoy the shirts. I have one of my own. I want to make some more designs. Right now, it's just Greek mythology designs. I'm going to work on the Chinese mythology line next. We're going to try to get those designs up for the Lunar New Year. And yeah, that's where we are right now. Check out, get some shirts. You can get 20% off if you sign up for the newsletter. I don't really annoy people that much with my newsletter. And yeah. I'm delaying. Okay, bye. I'll just stop.